All right, so let's find a comfortable seat and adding that cushion or pillow, or blanket underneath your hips to support your sitting, allowing the pelvis to tilt forward a little more, making it easier to sit up tall. And let's begin by rubbing the palms of our hands together, bringing focus and energy into the palms. And we'll take the fingertips and gently brush them across the forehead, temples, and cheeks, brushing away any worries or expectations. Bring the fingertips to the eyes, palms to the cheeks, turning your attention inward. Taking a couple of deep cleansing breaths. And when you're ready, you can gently float your hands down, either keeping your eyes closed or gently gazing downward. Extend your spine up tall, shoulders back and down. Lift your heart with each inhaling breath. Sitting bones sinking toward the earth with each exhale. And we'll tune in with 3 ohms. Feel free to join in or just absorb the vibrations. Take a full breath in. Take a moment to absorb the vibrations of the mantra as it connects us all as one. Allow yourself to settle here this Saturday morning and set an intention for your practice, something you'd like to nurture or cultivate within yourself. Bringing your awareness back to the breath, allowing each inhale to bring you here, to this room, to this moment. Allow each exhale to release anything not needed for your practice today. With your next inhaling breath, allow the belly to soften and expand. And as you exhale, draw the belly toward the back. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly and open the ribs, reaching them out to the sides. And as you exhale, contract, relax, and contract the belly, and relax the ribs, following your body's rhythm. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly, open the ribs, and lift the chest, creating space for your heart. And as you exhale, contract, relax, and lower. Continue this full deep breath, expanding the lungs in all directions with each inhale. Completely releasing the breath with each exhale. Take one more of these full deep breaths. And then we'll shift into Kapalabhati, or a skull shining breath. So this is the breath where we, focusing mostly on the exhale, we're using the belly to draw or to push the air out, and breathing in and out through the nose. But it sounds like, so it's like the bellows breath where we're forcing that air out with the belly muscles. So take a full breath in and begin. And when you're ready, gently returning to your natural breath, noticing any sensations in the mind or body. Sometimes feel some tingling or maybe even lightheadedness, so be careful with that. It helps to move the kind of heavy kapha, tired feelings out, and brings a little more energy into the body. Then we'll bring our awareness to the right hand, allowing the tips of the thumb and pointer finger to come together, and bring those fingertips to the heart center, turning your attention deeper inward toward your heart, looking within for your inner light and your inner joy. As you find that connection with the light within you, allow its warm glow to flow on the breath throughout your entire body. As you find that connection with your inner joy, allow it to radiate up onto your face in a smile, and breathe it out into the space around you. As we continue our practice, allow your light and joy to flow through each breath and movement, honoring all that you are in each moment. When you're ready, you can float your hand down and gently open your eyes. If you'd like to switch your legs or change positions, please go ahead and do that. And with your next inhaling breath, let's scrunch our shoulders up by our ears. Exhale, press the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Let's bring the hands in front of the chest, palms facing down. Tuck the shoulder blades back and down, gently squeezing around those muscles, or around the scapula, strengthening those muscles. Now let's press the elbows back toward each other. Lift the heart gently and squeeze the center of the shoulder blades toward each other, wringing out any tension. Gently opening wide, turning the palms up. Lift the heart a little more, drawing the lower corners of the shoulder blades down toward each other. If it feels okay, you can flex the wrists, pressing through the palms. And bring the arms in front, crossing the right over the left, bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or left hand around the right wrist, or bringing the hands to the shoulders. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe into the upper back, gently squeezing the arms together or pushing the elbows away from us. And if it feels okay, you can gently add the movement of lowering and lifting the elbows, extending that stretch around the shoulders. With your next inhale, if it feels okay, you can gently arch, lifting the elbows a little higher. And as you exhale, gently fold over, listening to your low back if it's still feeling a little stiff this morning. Letting the weight of the arms open the back. And with your next inhale, coming back to center. We'll unwrap the arms, open wide, lifting the heart, drawing the shoulder blades down. And then bringing the arms to the center, crossing the left over the right. Bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or right hand around the left wrist, or hands at the shoulders. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Gently squeezing the arms together, pushing the elbows away. Breathing into the upper back. Noticing the jaw and the neck, allowing them to be soft. And then gently lowering and lifting the elbows if that feels okay, extending that stretch. And with your next inhale, if that feels okay, you can again lift and arch. And with your exhale, gently folding over, allowing the weight of the arms to open the upper back, paying attention to your low back. And with your next inhale, coming back to the center, we'll unwrap the arms, reaching them out to the sides. And let's make some circles with our wrists. You can do that with hands or palms open, or if you want to do that with fists, you can do that as well. And reversing those circles. And then let's bring our hands together at the heart. Interlace the fingers. Press the palms out in front of us. Round the shoulders, drop the chin, and round the spine. With your next inhaling breath, lift the palms up over your head, gently arching. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. This time as you exhale, gently drop the chin toward the chest. Softening the elbows, we'll roll the shoulder blades back toward each other, squeezing the upper corners of the shoulder blades together, wringing out those trapezius muscles across the shoulders and into the neck. If it feels okay, you could press the palms a little higher. Softening the jaw, releasing through the back of the neck. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. As you exhale, gently twist to the right, floating the hands down, left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the right hip. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, gently twist to the right. Head comes around left. Hold and breathe, lifting and twisting with the breath. Keeping the left hand on the knee, with your next inhale, bring the right arm up by the ear. And as you exhale, reach across the body. Lifting the heart. Chin is away from the chest, reaching through the fingertips as you root down through that right hip. With your next inhale, lift up tall. And as you exhale, come back to the center. We'll interlace the fingers. Inhale the arms up over the head. Exhale, twisting to the right. Nope, left, sorry. Right hand goes to the left knee, left hand behind the left hip. Lifting the heart with the inhale. Gently twisting as you exhale. Hold and breathe. Finding that edge between flexibility and inflexibility. With your next inhaling breath, lift the left arm up toward the sky. And as you exhale, reach across the body. Dropping that left hip down, lift the heart, chin away from the chest, reaching through the fingertips. And with your next inhaling breath, lift up tall. And as you exhale, come back to the center. Let's extend our legs out in front of us. Scooting our feet down toward the end of the mat. Flexing the feet, you can soften the knees, lift the spine tall, shoulders back and down. Hands resting beside you or on the legs. Gently engaging the quadriceps, beginning to draw the kneecaps up. Heels gently lifting off the floor if that feels okay. Holding in staff pose, remembering to breathe. And with your next exhale, gently soften the legs. Inhale, lift the arms up over the head. And exhale, gently fold forward, nice and slow. Hands resting on the legs, floor, or feet. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, soften. Breathing into the back of the legs and the low back. Follow your breath, lengthening and softening. Honoring where you are in this moment. Finding that edge and softening around it. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. We'll slide the hands a few inches behind the hips. Working with either inclined plane or reverse table. So for inclined plane, lifting here with the feet together. Reverse table, bringing the feet about hip width apart and lifting here. So find which version feels right for you today. We'll soften those elbows. You want to try to keep those bent. And inhale, lifting the hips high. Head extends out from the spine. Exhale, gently lowering and hover if that feels okay. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower and hover. Keeping those elbows bent to strengthen those triceps. Inhale, lift. Hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down. Elbows are soft, head extends out from the spine, hips reach high. And then we'll gently lower down. And then we'll roll the rest of the way down onto our back. Gently scan up the body, noticing any parts that feel tired, achy, or sore. Honoring yourself and your body by listening to its messages. Pushing yourself to your edge, but not beyond it. Remembering that each time you do yoga, your body's a little bit different. Let's bend the right leg, floating the hands to the knee as you draw it in toward the chest. Lengthening through the neck, shoulders tuck under, soften around the hip. Keeping the left hand on the knee, allow the right arm to fall out to the side, palm facing down. And as you exhale, gently twist across the body. Vision toward the right arm as much as feels okay for your neck. Right hip is off of the mat, so it comes across toward the floor. Release the muscles around the hip. And allow the spine to ease into the twist. With your next inhaling breath, come back to the center. Extending the leg up toward the sky, we'll take hold behind the hamstrings, calf, or ankle. As you exhale, toes reach toward the ceiling. Inhale, flexing, pressing through the heel. Follow your breath, releasing the front and the back of the leg. Now begin to make slow, gentle circles with your ankle, stretching your foot as far as it can go in each direction. And reverse the circles. Reaching through the heel, draw the belly muscles down toward the back, drawing the leg toward the torso just as far as feels okay. You can stay here, or if it feels okay with your next exhaling breath, lift the head and chest toward the leg. Inhale, lower the head and chest. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down. Reaching through the heel, belly muscles are strong. If it feels okay, you can flex the left foot, gently lift it off the floor. And if you'd like, you can also release the hands from the leg. Gently lowering the left leg. With your next inhale, lower the head and chest. And as you exhale, slowly lower the right leg to the floor. Once you reach the floor, take a deep breath in and out. Let's bend the left leg, floating the hands to the knee as you draw it in toward the chest. Shoulders tuck under, neck is nice and long. Breathing into the right hip, left hip, softening around it. Keeping the right hand on the knee, left arm falls out to the side, palm facing down. Gently twist over the right side of the body. Left hip comes off of the mat, foot comes across toward the floor. Vision toward the left arm as much as feels okay for your neck. Soften the muscles around the hip, easing the spine into the twist. With your next inhaling breath, come back to the center. Extending your leg up toward the sky, take hold behind the hamstrings, calf, or ankle. Exhale, toes reach toward the ceiling. Inhale, flexing, pressing through the heel. Follow your breath, releasing the front and the back of the leg. Then we'll begin to make slow, gentle circles with the ankle, stretching the foot as far as it can go in each direction. And reverse the circles. Reaching through the heel. Draw the belly muscles down toward the back. Drawing the leg toward the torso just as far as feels okay. Stay here, or if it feels all right, lift the head and chest with your next exhaling breath. Inhale, lower the head and chest. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down. Reaching through the heel, belly muscles are strong, neck is nice and long. Stay here, or flex the right foot, lifting the leg off of the floor. And if you'd like, releasing the hands from the leg. We'll release the right leg. Inhale, lowering the head and chest. Exhale, slowly lowering the leg. Once you reach the floor, take a deep breath in and out. Let's gently bend the knees, and we'll drop them out to the side, allowing the soles of the feet to be touching. Shoulders tuck under, arms slightly away from the body. We're going to gently press the feet together as we slide them away from us, down the mat, to the point where the feet feel like they're going to come apart, and stop there, and then gently draw the legs or the feet back up toward the groin. So following your breath, extending out just as far as you can, keeping the feet together, and then drawing them up. Let's do one more. And the next time your legs or your feet are up toward the groin, gently soften through the groin, resting for a moment, allowing the knees to ease out as much as feels okay. If it feels any strain, you can add the hands underneath the thighs to give a little support. And we'll gently bring the hands to the legs, lifting the knees back to the center. We'll bring the knees over the torso, hugging them in toward the chest. Breathing into the low belly. From here, you can either roll to your side, pressing up with the hands, or slip the hands behind the knees, kick the feet over the head, and gently rock up. Then let's come forward onto our hands and knees. Bringing the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Softening the elbows so the inner elbows are facing each other. Lengthening through the spine, belly muscles drop toward the back. And then think about tucking those shoulder blades down the back. Hold for a moment or for a breath in table pose. With your next inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the spine, lift the chin. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone around the spine, drop the chin. Inhale, lifting, spine follows. Exhale, rounding. Follow your breath. And with your next inhale, come back to table pose. Let's tuck the toes under, press the hips up and back into downward dog. Softening the knees, hips reach high, head between the arms with the chin away from the chest, heels floating low. Looking up toward the front of the mat, you can walk or jump your feet up toward your hands. And then with your next inhale, sweep the arms out and up, palms together over the head, and exhale, hands to the heart. Let's work with sun salutations a little bit this morning. Dropped my headphones, sorry. There we go. All right. So we'll come to the front of our mats. Feet hip width apart, spine tall, shoulders back and down. Bringing the hands to the heart. Notice if your knees are locking and have them be gently softened. Take a breath in and out. With your next inhaling breath, lift the arms up and back, gently arching. Exhale, fold forward, flat back, softening the knees as much as you need to, hands on either side of the feet. Inhale the right leg back into a lunge. Exhale the left foot back. Lower the hips into plank. You can bring the knees down or keep them up. We'll tuck the elbows and gently lower the head and chest down. With your next inhale, lift the head and chest into a gentle cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under, press the hips up and back, downward dog. Hold and breathe. Softening those knees, pressing the hips high. With your next inhaling breath, let's reach the right leg up behind us. And as you exhale, gently step forward. Take a breath in. And exhale, bring that left foot forward. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms up and back, gently arching. Exhale, fold forward, flat back, soften the knees. Inhale, step back with the left foot. Exhale the right. Lower the hips into plank. Either keeping the knees in the air or bringing the knees to the mat. Tuck the elbows, lowering to Chaturanga Dandasana, and then the rest of the way down. Inhale, lift the head and chest into a gentle cobra. Exhale, toes tuck under, hips up and back, downward dog. Softening through the knees, hips reach high. Hold and breathe. With your next inhaling breath, let's kick the left leg up behind us. Exhale, stepping through. Take a breath in. And exhale, the right foot forward. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath in and out. And now we'll go through a little more slowly and add some more variations along the way. So with your next inhaling breath, lift the arms up and back. Exhale, fold forward, flat back, softening the knees. This time, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, soften, lengthening through the spine. Inhale the right leg back into a lunge. And let's stay here for a moment. You can keep that right knee in the air or bring it down to the mat. Pressing the left foot into the mat. Lift the heart. You can stay here or lift the torso, bringing the hands to the knee or hands to the heart. Thinking about bringing that right hip forward, left hip back. Nice and strong, strengthening through the legs. Notice the shoulders being gently tucked back and down. If you'd like to bring the arms up over your head, you're welcome to do that as well. Then we'll float the hands down, planting the right hand. Continue the left arm sweeping out and around, lifting up toward the sky. Softening that right elbow. And we'll float the left hand down. Rock the left hip back, stretching gently through the back of the leg. Take a breath in and out. And then we'll gently step back with that left foot. Lowering into plank, softening the elbows. Holding here, heels reaching back, belly strong, drawn up toward the back. If you'd like to bring your knees down for a modification or come onto forearms, please do that. Really focusing on the core, shoulders tucked back and down. And we'll lower the knees and lower the chest, coming all the way down to the mat. Take a breath in and out. With your next inhale, lift into a gentle cobra. We'll hold and breathe. If you'd like to lift the hands off the mat, you can do that as well. With your next exhale, gently lower the head and chest. Take a deep breath in as you tuck the toes under. And with your exhale, press the hips up and back into downward dog. Hold and breathe, softening the knees, hips reach high, heels float low. Head between the arms, chin away from the chest. Notice the shoulders, gently rolling them back. With your next inhale, let's lift the right leg up toward the sky. Holding here, keeping the hips even with the mat, reaching through the heel, feeling that nice long stretch. And then lower the left heel gently as it feels okay, just letting it release. With your next exhaling breath, draw the knee in toward the chest, shifting the weight over the hands. And with your next inhale, let's step the foot the rest of the way forward. Exhale the left foot forward. Inhale, arms up, or out and up, palms together over the head. And exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath in and out. And with your next inhale, lift the arms up and back, gently arching. Exhale, fold forward, flat back. Inhale, lift halfway, softening those knees, lifting the sitting bones. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, step back with the left foot. You're gonna hold and breathe here. Again, the knee can be in the air or on the mat. Listening to what your body needs. It may be different one side to the other. Pressing actively into that front foot. Can stay here, lifting the heart, or go ahead and lift the torso, bringing the hands to the knee or hands to the heart. Right hip is pressing back, left hip is pressing forward. If you'd like, you could also bring the arms up over the head, gently arching. And we'll float the hands down with an exhale, planting the left hand. Right hand continues to sweep through, coming up toward the ceiling, floating up out of the shoulder, gently twisting through the ribs. And we'll exhale, floating that right hand down. Let's rock the right hip back, lengthening through the back of the leg. And then gently step back with the right foot, coming into downward dog. Soften the knees, hips reach high. Heels float low. Head is between the arms with the chin away from the chest. Shoulder blades rolling back toward each other. With your next inhale, shift forward into plank. Again, coming onto forearms if needed or onto knees. Elbows are soft, head is extended out, belly muscles drawn up, shoulder blades are tucked back. Then gently bring the knees down, tuck the elbows, lower the head, adjust the rest of the way down. And with your next inhale, lift the head and chest into a gentle cobra. You can stay here, or if you'd like to, you can lift the legs as well, coming into boat pose. Listening to what your body needs right now. With your next exhale, gently lower the rest of the way down. Take a breath in, tucking the toes under. And as you come to your exhale, press the hips up and back. Downward dog, last one. Softening the knees, hips reach high, heels float low. Head between the arms with the chin away from the chest. Shoulder blades rolling back toward each other. With your next inhale, lift the left leg, up behind you. Hips are parallel to the floor, reaching actively through the heel. Letting the right heel gently float down. With your next exhaling breath, draw the knee in toward the chest, shifting the weight over the hands. And with your next inhale, step the foot the rest of the way forward. Exhale the right foot forward. Inhale the arms out and up, palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath in and out. Just noticing how you feel. And then we'll move into Vrksasana tree pose for some stillness after all that moving. If you'd like to use the wall for support, go ahead and have your back toward the wall. Feet are hip width apart. Shoulders back and down, belly strong, knees soft. Let's lift the toes, spread them wide as you lower them down. Shifting the weight to the left leg, we'll turn the right knee out to the side. Finding a focus spot for your gaze. You could stay here, working on lifting the toes. You can bring the foot to the calf or into the groin, gently pressing the foot and the leg against each other. When you find your steady spot, bring your hands to the heart. Lift the heart, shoulders back and down, rooting into the left foot. Lift up out of the left hip gently. Stay here or extend the arms up, palms together or apart, creating your tree branches. Notice the shoulders, allow them to be soft. If it feels okay, you could gently press that right knee out to the side, opening the hip a little more. We'll bring the hands together, back to the heart, and gently lower the leg down, shaking out that left leg. Finding our balance on both feet again. Spine tall, shoulders back and down, belly strong, knees soft. Lift the toes, spread them wide as you lower them down, and shift your weight to your right leg. Finding a focus spot for your gaze, turn the left knee out to the side, resting the heel against the leg. Working on balance here by lifting the toes, foot to the calf, or bringing the foot into the groin, pressing the foot and the leg against each other. When you find your steady place, bring your hands to the heart, rooting into the foot, lifting up out of the hip gently, lengthening through the crown of the head. Stay here, or if it feels okay, extending those arms up, palms together or apart, softening the shoulders. Remembering that balancing longer at a less extended position is better than continually coming in and out of a higher extended or more extended position. Listening to your body. When you're ready, bringing the hands back to the heart and gently lowering the leg down. And we'll shake those legs out. Let's bring our feet nice and wide. We'll bring the right leg or right foot toward the short end of the mat. Left heel drops back, hips facing the long end of the mat. We'll work with a couple versions of Trikonasana, triangle pose. Inhale the arms out at shoulder height. Exhale, pressing that left hip out toward the wall behind you. Reach that right arm out across the room. Keeping the torso where it is, just float that right hand down toward the front of the leg. Left arm can stay at the low back or float up toward the sky. Really think about rotating the torso so it's facing the wall. The left arm should just float directly up toward the sky, not be pulled backwards. Pressing actively into both feet. Soften through the hamstrings of the right leg. Lengthen through the side body. With your next inhale, push into the feet, lift up tall. As you exhale, bend that right leg, float the forearm to the thigh, left arm comes over the ear into extended triangle pose. Again, rotating the torso to face the wall, noticing if you're starting to face down toward the mat, lifting up. You can stay here, or if it feels okay, bringing that right hand down toward the mat or a block, pressing the elbow or arm and the knee against each other to help the torso stay twisted, facing the wall. And with your next inhale, turn to face the mat, sweep the arm across, pressing into the feet, lifting up tall. And exhale, floating the hands down. And take a breath in and out as we switch our legs. So our left foot toward the short end of the mat, right heel drops back, hips facing the long end of the mat. Inhale, the arms out at shoulder height. Exhale, pressing the right hip toward the wall behind and reaching that arm across the wall, across the room, sorry. And then with your next exhale, just floating that hand down. Right arm comes out up toward the sky. Rotating the torso to face the wall. Lengthen through the side of the body. Press actively into both feet. Notice that right arm just floating gently out of the shoulder. Soften through the hamstrings of the left leg as that feels okay. Pressing into the feet, lifting up tall. As you exhale, bend the left leg, floating the forearm to the thigh, right arm over the ear, or if that doesn't feel good for your shoulder, again, keeping it at the low back. Rotating the torso so it's again facing the wall, reaching through the fingertips. And as it feels okay, you can bring that left hand down toward the mat or a block, pressing the elbow or arm and knee against each other to help you keep the torso facing the wall. Back leg stays strong and active. And with your next inhale, turn to face the mat, sweep the hand across, lifting up tall. Exhale, floating the hands down. Taking a breath in and out as we bring both feet to face the long end of the mat. If you'd like a block for the forward bend, go ahead and add that in the center. We'll inhale the arms up over the head, lifting the torso up out of the pelvis. Exhale, swan dive, hips out behind us. Floating the hands down under the shoulders onto the floor or block. Lengthening through the spine. Soften the knees. Press the feet into the mat. Lift your sitting bones up toward the sky. Let's walk our hands over toward the right leg. Hands can be on the floor, block, or leg. Turning the torso to face the thigh, lengthen down over the leg. Pressing the right foot into the mat, right hip reaches up toward the sky. And if it feels okay, you could sweep that right arm up, twisting gently. Keeping the spine nice and long. And then floating that hand down. We'll walk our hands over toward the left leg, hands on the floor, block, or leg. Turning the torso to face the thigh, lengthening down over the leg. Pressing into the left foot as the left hip reaches up toward the sky, being sure not to lock our knees. Again, you can stay here, or if it feels okay, sweeping that left arm up toward the sky, adding a little twist. And floating the hand down, coming back to the center, pressing into both feet, lifting up through both sitting bones. Let's walk the feet closer toward each other, stopping just outside of hip width apart. If you'd like to use a block for Malasana squat, place that in the center behind the heels. We'll bend the knees, dropping the hips, and bring the hands to the heart. You can work with the high Malasana, working on strengthening here. You can work on opening the hips more by dropping down toward the heels or onto the block. You can also come all the way down to the floor, walk the feet further apart, pressing the elbows or upper arms into the knees or thighs. Malasana supports our digestion as well as working on strengthening and opening the hips. Listening to your body. When you're ready, coming the rest of the way down. And let's extend the right leg out and have the left leg drawn in toward the groin, working with Janusirasana, alternate leg stretch. You're going to turn to face your extended leg. Hands on either side of the leg, lengthening the spine. If you'd like to use a strap here, you can do that as well, having the strap around the sole of the foot. And again, if you feel like you're having a hard time, if you feel like your pelvis is tilted backwards or rolling backwards, you can add a blanket underneath your hips to help the pelvis tilt forward. Now, if you sit kind of on the edge of the blanket, and then it gets a little easier to tilt forward. So hands on either side of the leg, lengthening through the spine, flexing the foot. And as you exhale, gently fold over. Extending the spine out over the legs, softening through the back of the leg. Following your breath, lengthening and softening. Noticing where you feel that tightness or tension in the back of the leg and softening around it with the exhale. With your next inhale, lengthen the spine as you lift up tall. We'll bring the left hand a few inches away from the left hip. You can keep the hips down, inhaling counter pose here, or if it feels okay, you can lift up into crescent onto the hand and the knee. Breathing into the right side of the body. And then gently lowering the rest of the way down. We'll switch our legs. So right leg is drawn in toward the chest of the groin, left leg extended out. Again, having the blanket under your hips if that feels comfortable. It might be different one side to the other. Lengthening the spine as we turn to face the extended leg, hands on either side or using a strap. With your exhale, tilting the pelvis forward, leading with the heart. Finding that edge, softening around it with the exhale. Lengthening and softening honoring your body where it is in this moment. And with your next inhale, lengthening the spine, lifting up tall. We'll bring the right hand a few inches away from the right hip. Can again keep the hips down, bringing that left arm over or lift up onto the hand and knee, coming into full crescent. Breathing into the left side of the body. And then gently lowering down. Coming back to cross-legged. Extending the spine up tall, shoulders back and down. With your next inhaling breath, lifting through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, dropping that right ear over your right shoulder. Tucking the right shoulder back and down as you breathe into the left side of the neck. Gently softening and letting go through the breath. And with your next inhale, coming back to the center. And as you exhale, lowering the left ear over the left shoulder, tucking the left shoulder back and down, breathing into the right side of the neck. Gently letting go. With your next inhaling breath, come back to the center. As you exhale, turn your chin over the left shoulder. Hold and breathe. Shoulders are back and down, heart is lifted. With your next inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, turn your chin over the left shoulder. Hold and breathe. With your next inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, drop the chin toward the chest. Keeping the shoulders back and down and heart stays lifted. Just releasing gently through the back of the neck. And with your next inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, just let the breath go. Let's turn to come to the center of the mat with our knees bent. If you'd like to go ahead and start recovering if you have uncovered. As we slow down and our bodies start to cool down, we want to keep the warmth in. When you're ready, you can gently round the spine and roll back onto the mat. Sending your legs up toward the sky. You can rock your hands or a block underneath the hips, supporting the legs. Ankles and knees are soft. Lengthen through the spine, shoulders tuck under. Breathing gently into the belly. We'll bend the knees, rocking the hands or block out from underneath the hips. Hugging the knees in toward the chest. You can rock from side to side, massaging the low back, or draw the knees in and out, gently making small circles with the back. And if you're making circles, gently reversing those. If you'd like one last twist, you can bring the arms out to shoulder height, knees together, gently dropping the knees to the right, vision to the left, releasing through the spine. With your next inhale, coming back to the center. Exhale, lowering the legs to the left, vision toward the right, releasing through the spine. With your next inhale, come back to the center. Gently lower the feet down. And we can extend out into Shavasana. If you'd like to keep the knees bent, walking the feet to the edges of the mat and resting the knees together, or extending the legs out with a bolster underneath the legs, or just having them out. You can also go ahead and cover up with a blanket if you would like, just keeping that warmth in your body, helping you to enjoy the relaxation. So if your legs are extended, have the feet about hip width apart, arms slightly away from the body with the palms turned up. Tuck the shoulders back and down. Soften the forehead, ease the eyes, loosen your jaw. Bringing your awareness back to the breath, allowing each inhale to fill you with a sense of peace and calm, allowing each exhale to release anything that no longer serves you. Release the muscles from the bones, surrendering them to the earth, feeling its strength and support beneath you. Let the breath bring you back to your heart center, connecting with the light and joy that always reside deep within your heart. Let each breath fill your heart with loving kindness for yourself, sending that loving kindness to each and every cell of your body, honoring all of who you are in this moment. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch in whatever way feels comfortable for you. When you're ready, you can bend your knees and gently roll to your side. And then gently return to a seated position. We'll end with a metta blessing of loving kindness. Please feel free to join in. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings have peace. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. May all beings be free. The light in me honors the light in you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. For our world, for our community, and for ourselves. Thank you all so much for taking time today. Take care.